All about the house. You can find me on Etsy. I have a printable shop where I sell printable planners and organization tools like planner stickers, recipe binders, address labels, all different types of printables. And I also have another Etsy shop called Paper Cravings where I've got lots of digital paper patterns which you can use to create printables or party printables or craft. Lots of different uses for digital paper. Anyway, enough about me. In this video I want to show you how to create a desktop background for your computer. So I'm going to use Canva to show you how to make this. You can use pretty much the same technique if you've got Photoshop, but I know that not everyone has Photoshop, so I'm going to show you how to do it in Canva, which is free. So if you go to www.canva.com, it'll come up with, after you've created a login, it'll come up with this menu where you can create a design. So we want to make a desktop wallpaper for your computer or your laptop. You can use the same technique for a iPhone lock screen as well. But before we make it, we need to know what size we need to make our wallpaper. So to do that, go to what is my screen resolution. So my laptop screen is 1366 pixels by 768. So that is the size that we want to make our template in Canva. So if we come to use custom dimensions, and it's already in pixels, so it was 1366 by 768, and then select design. So you can create any sort of wallpaper that you want. You could create a monogram wallpaper, a wallpaper that's got different sections if you want to organize lots of different files. So if you've got personal, work, blog, you want to do like important documents linked to medical records, that sort of thing. You could do a photo that you've taken and add some text using Canva over the top of it if you've got like a favorite quote. You could do a wallpaper that's got a photo on one half, and then the other half of the wallpaper is where you keep your file folders or your shortcuts. There's so many different types of ways that you could create a wallpaper. In this one, I'm going to show you how to make a monogram wallpaper. I do have another tutorial where I show you how to make one that's got different sections if you want to organize like business, blog, and keep your files separate. So this one I'm going to show you how to make a monogram. So one of the good things that I like about Canva is they come up with all these like pre-made templates. So these are the sort of the templates that I use in the other tutorial to create like different sections. So if you've got home, family, etc. So that's in layouts, but I'm going to show you how to do a monogram in this one. So I'm going to go to elements instead. So I'm going to choose a shape, and I want to make a monogram, and I want that monogram to sit on a circle frame. So I'm going to choose a circle shape. It's currently black. You can change the color if you click on this button here, and then the plus sign, you can choose any color that you want from the color wheel. If you know the hex code, which is this 6-digit code here, which consists of all numbers, or it can be letters and numbers. The color code for black is 6 zeros. The color code for white is 6 Fs. So I'm going to have a pattern background and then a colored circle, and then I'm going to have a white letter on my monogram. So my color of my background that I'm going to use is a rainbow color. So I'm going to add that in first, and then I'm going to color match or choose a color that looks nice with that rainbow. So if you go to uploads, you can add in a digital paper. If you've purchased some from my Etsy shop, for example, on Paper Cravings, they've got heaps of nice digital paper, or there's other digital paper shops on Etsy, or you can even download some for free online if you do a Google search. So I'm going to use this rainbow paper that I've made. You just go upload your own image and find where you've saved the file on your computer, and it will bring the pattern into Photoshop. So if you left click, sorry, not Photoshop, into Canva. You can do the same thing in Photoshop if you want to, make the same wallpaper. It's pretty much the same technique. Canva is very similar to Photoshop. It's just not as powerful. Like, it doesn't have, in Photoshop you can quickly do like ombre effects and add different sort of filters. You can't do that in Canva. So that's why I do prefer to use Photoshop, but Canva is a really good tool if you don't have Photoshop, or you just want to make something really quickly, just a quick project like this one. So you can left click and drag to expand your design out. So we don't want any white space. So now my rainbow stripe goes to the edge, At the moment I've got a lot of purple showing here, but it's showing a little bit of blue. I want to make sure that I've got purple up the top and down the bottom. So I'm just going to expand that out a little smidge more. Cool, so now I've got purple up the top and the bottom. Now this circle is pretty big, so I'm going to just left click in the corner and drag to make it a little smaller. And then I can left click and drag. And when you see this line appearing in the center, that's the align tool, so it's telling me that I've got this aligned to the center. That's like the center, I guess, vertically, and then the center horizontally is, whoops, right there. Aligning things in Canva is one of my pet hates. It's not as easy to do in Photoshop. In Photoshop they've got some quick align tools that you can use, so that's one of the downsides of Canva. It can take a little while to align your designs. So I could make this a white circle with a colored monogram, or I could use a colored background if I wanted to use like a similar pink. Usually it will show me a preview of the color when I've selected it. Oh, maybe I'll click up here. Plus sign. Yep. Doesn't want to work. Color. Plus sign. Choose the color that we want. And it's not appearing. Well, let's try this again. Copy. Color. Plus sign. Oh, lost the color wheel. Nope, doesn't want to work. Okay, I'm back. My computer has stopped having a hissy fit and I've got the color tool working. So now when we click on the color we can see the color in the circle. So I don't know why it wasn't doing it before, but I tried it again and it fixed it. So cool, we can now use it. So that's a similar purple to what I used for the background. So if I want it to match, I could use that purple, but I'm going to go with white and I'm going to use a color for the letter. So I've got a white circle on my rainbow background. If you come over to the text, I'm going to add my monogram. So you could do a 1-letter, a 2-letter, or a 3-letter monogram. 3-letter monograms are a bit difficult to do without using a monogram font, so I'm just going to use a single-letter monogram. And I'm going to go with R because my name is Rachel. And then press Ctrl A. I'm going to make it a bit bigger. Bigger again. Oops, left click and drag up. It's probably a little too big. If you press Ctrl A, it'll highlight your letter. Let's make it 220. Oh, not 20, I want 220. That's a good size. And then put it in the center of your circle. So that looks pretty good. And I'm not liking that font. I'm going to change it. So if I press Ctrl A to highlight my text, and then I can choose from some of the fonts that they have. Times New Roman, Trajan or Trajan, I think that's how you pronounce it, Pro is a good font for monograms. Rockwell is another one. Don't try and avoid these sort of simple fonts. You want something that's a bit more bold and has like these bits on the end of your letters. That looks pretty good. Got an R. If I wanted to change the color of it, just press Ctrl A and choose from the color wheel. So if I make it purple, so I've got an R, but my circle's looking a little plain. I'm going to add a border. So I come back to Elements. Canva, one of the things that I like about it is that it's already got, if it will load, pre-made circle with a border. I can just quickly add that. Reduce the size. I want it to be in front and change it. I'll make it the purple. So now I just got to realign it. This can be a little annoying in Canva. I do prefer Canva though still to PicMonkey. PicMonkey used to be my favorite free online tool, but it just doesn't have as many like pre-made design elements as Canva does, and it's even harder to align with, so I do prefer Canva these days over PicMonkey. Cool, so now I have a monogram wallpaper. It's looking pretty cool. If I go download, I can download it. So make it a JPEG because you want to set your background. Your background is an image, so you obviously need an image to appear. So you need to save it in JPEG file format. And then I'll include some instructions below the video on how you can actually set it as your background. So same thing if you're doing a phone screen, like a phone lock screen wallpaper, you'd need a JPEG. And if you want to come back later on and mix it up, you could use a different pattern. Make sure you go File, Save. Canva does do some automatic saves and backs up your design, but just make sure that you save it before you close out of it. So that's how you make a monogram wallpaper in Canva. I hope you found this video helpful, and look out for some more videos from me because I'm going to do some more desktop wallpaper and some other tutorials on how to make things in Canva. So I hope you found it helpful, and thanks.